Mindfulness. It's the ability to think in the present moment, to focus on the task at hand, right? You would think schools would teach this, seeing as, consistently they would tell you to focus, pay better attention, and get your work done. You would think that mindfulness would be one of the fundamental skills being taught to young children across the globe, because their future success, both in and out of the education system, rely solely on it. Well, countless research has begun to surface about how crucial and life-changing mindfulness really is in the digital age we're currently in. And people all over, students, adults, teachers, grandma and grandpa, people of all ages and races in the digital, and people of all ages, races, culture, participate in the digital world at some point. I can't speak today, you guys. But due to the absence of mindfulness, people, rather than focusing on their career goals, family goals, personal goals, are focused on Instagram, video games, and all of the other stuff that people distract themselves with. Every single person I teach on a one-on-one basis on mindfulness say that it has greatly improved their lives, drastically changed the situation. So why aren't students... I'm being attacked by ants right now. Anyway, so why aren't young people, right, being taught this in some mandatory required course? I'm going to make a prediction that within 5 to 10 years, the education system will change, and mindfulness will be a part of a normal student's life. But until that point, to learn about mindfulness, it requires the ability to self-learn, okay? And that just learn outside of school. Now, there may be a few students that have been taught by friends or family about mindfulness. Maybe they've taken upon themselves to watch videos like this one. But those honestly are the lucky ones. Those are the ones that would be considered lucky. They're hearing about the skill that improves all aspects of their lives, their school experience. There's been studies showing what happiness is and when we're experiencing it. And you might think when you have a happy thought, you're happy. But no. You're happiest when you're in the present moment, not when you're thinking about something, not when you're remembering something that made you happy, or thinking about something else, or thinking about the future. When you're in the present moment, your happiness. Even when you're thinking about a happy memory, your happiness actually goes down. That's what studies have shown. Now, even nostalgia, honestly, but the more mindful you are, the easier you'll find it to get into a state of flow. The state of flow is essentially just, the zone that athletes talk about being in a lot. All right, well that's the state of flow, and a state of flow is absolutely required for deep learning, and this is where you completely lose track of time, and you really focus on the task at hand with no distractions. Okay. Now, 20 minutes could go by, 2 hours could go by. You wouldn't know the difference. Okay, you probably experienced this at some point in your life, but you probably not too often, because you probably have quite a low level of mindfulness. But I'm certain the students who learn mindfulness will go on to have significantly better mental health than their peers. It's beautiful out here today, you guys. I love those little pink trees. I don't know what they're called, but I love those little pink trees. But mindfulness is a very, very, very important skill. And yes, it is a skill. It's something we're all born with, but like anything we're all born with, it needs to be developed. Okay? And leveled up, if you will, just like a skill in a video game. All right? So for most people, you watching this right now, you likely have a very low level in mindfulness. Okay? Maybe even meditating recently, but how many years have you not been meditating? How many years have you been scrolling on your phone for 8, 9, 10 hours a day, completely going brain dead on information overload? Probably most of your life. Now, mindfulness combats all that. All of the negatives of the internet addicted society that we're in. And I say society, not generation, because it's all of society. It's reshaped our society completely, right? And especially the younger generation. But, it's still made its branches up to grandma and grandpa, like I said. But if you find yourself addicted to Instagram and these notifications pop up and all of the blue lights hitting your face and you just feel like a zombie, staring over it, being attacked. Okay. Mindfulness is the cure to all of that. And, we have never ever known a better cure than mindfulness. I'm sure scientists and prescriptionists and everyone will be saying that. It'll be proven sometime or later. It will be proven. There's nothing more effective than mindfulness in reducing someone's addiction to anything, whether it be junk food, the internet, alcohol, smoking. It doesn't matter. Okay, the more mindful that person becomes, the less of the addiction they experience. And it's extremely complicated for me to tell you how this works, but I guess you could think of it this way. Mindfulness is kind of like the magic you compare to average normal life. Alright, and that's why it doesn't get as good of a rep as it might. Or as it should. Damn it. Ants, bro. Nosy motherfuckers. That's why it doesn't get as good of a rep as it should, because, it makes you like a normal, average human being, and that's not so special, is it? But when you compare that to how we are as an internet-addicted generation, it's like a fucking superpower. While all of your friends are going to be, just in a haze, thinking about a notification that could be coming in. Their Clash of Clans base is being, the Clash of Clans base is being, raided. Let's go watch the raid live. All the texts and messages that they've either sent or waiting on or, hoping to get. I'm moving spots real quick. Oh. Okay. Shit. But when you compare it to, how we are as an internet addicted generation, they're all focused on these dopamine spikes, messages and texts and games and shit. And you'll have the ability to concentrate on what the teacher's saying. And not just what the teacher's saying, you'll have the ability to concentrate on whatever you want. And that's such an important thing. While that girl on the opposite side of the classroom's like thinking about some traumatic event that just happened, you'll be able to concentrate on the test, on the task at hand, on your mission. And it's powerful stuff. It's genuinely life-changing, and mindfulness is the best treatment overall for anything, in my opinion. If you have anxiety, depression, it's probably because you have a low level in mindfulness. This definitely sounds like one of those weird spiritual rants who are preaching meditation, but I literally am just a normal guy. Or I literally was just a normal guy until like a year and a half ago when I discovered all this stuff, right? And until then, and since then, I'm still a normal guy. I'm still a normal American gym-going guy, but the quality of my life has just skyrocketed. It's genuinely, I know I'm being very repetitive here, but I cannot stress to you how much better life has been, and the rewards that I've seen, even the people in my life, right? Everything's just gotten better. And it's just absolutely been mind-blowing. It is a difficult subject, right, to explore. But once you learn more, you'll just be like, yo, why hasn't everyone since ever been doing this? Why hasn't anyone told me about mindfulness? All right, you'll be completely blown away. And honestly, I'm still kind of bewildered by it. But if you have anxiety, if you have any intrusive thoughts, yeah, that's the right word. If you have any like mental problems regarding your thoughts, waiting for this one. But if you have any intrusive thoughts, any mental problems regarding how you think, mindfulness is the simplest cure. The more mindful you are, the better you are at staying in the present. And what does that even mean? The present moment. The more mindful you are, the less you're focused on your thought, and the more you're focused on real life, like what's happening around you in the moment, right? So picture this. You've got anxiety. You've got some messed up thoughts that keep coming to mind, and, they scare you, or they're ruining your life. And with more and more mindfulness, those thoughts get quieter. Or rather, maybe those thoughts don't get quieter, but the rest of life gets louder. And you can really tune in on the rest of life and focus on that rather than your thought. Okay? You'll still have the same thoughts. Absolutely. It's not like a magic pill, but it's the most natural way that you can be cured. It's the most natural cure. It's a very natural way of improving your mental space so you can work on whatever problem arises from those thoughts. You'll have a more effective working space for your crafting bench, for your mind, for the problems, and you'll be able to think more effectively and efficiently. Humans are all about getting things done efficiently, so this should be perfect for you, man. If you're not sold yet, and you're 12 minutes into this video, look at any successful person. The more you look into rich and successful people, you tend to see that more than 80% have been reported to have some sort of daily mindfulness practice. It seems to almost be a requirement, to level up in life. And, I guess that's to be expected, because how can you really, level up in life if you've got crippling anxiety? How can you, do well in school or, the work if you can't focus on what people are saying? And, it's going to be very difficult. That's why I think, this mindfulness course is a no-brainer, It's like a great equalizer. And unfortunately, I was one of those kids that I tried hard as hell, and I wanted to do well in school, but I could not focus, like, at all, right? I couldn't read more than a sentence without my mind just completely drifting off about Star Wars or something, right? Maybe you've experienced the same thing. If you don't wait any longer. Start your meditation. Start your mindfulness training. It's as simple as just sitting there and focusing on what's happening at the very moment, right? What's happening around you right now? What's happening within you right now? Maybe your stomach's making some weird noise. Like, tune in on that, Just listen to it. The whole point of meditation and mindfulness that no one really seems to teach, it's specifically about returning back to the present moment. Thoughts are going to come, and it's important for this process. Like, the whole point is to get the thought and then come back to what's happening in reality, like right now. realize where you're at. So, people might say, oh, I tried to meditate, I tried to meditate once and I'm still feeling, anxious. Well, that's like a fat person going to the gym and being like, I went to the gym once and I didn't lose 60 pounds. Like, you went to the gym once and you expected to reap the rewards that someone who's been going for years, right? No antidote. I don't know. Like, thoughts are going to be, they're going to be, there. It's the point. When they come, just return to the present. Now, it's like one bicep curl for the brain, right? If you go to the gym, you'll understand that. Even if you don't go to the gym, you should understand that. As a guy, you should understand that. But if it's an easier way to understand, I'll share like a quick mindfulness framework, in the description. I'll put it right here. I'm not going to put it up on screen or anything, but I'll explain it to you. So, mindfulness of the present moment. You're thinking about the present moment, and then a thought wanders into your mind, and you wander deep into that thought. You're like, high school. Oh, what about all those assignments and shit? Or what about that one chick? And, blah, blah, blah. I don't know. Whatever high schoolers think about. I say it as if I'm not one. And then you get the realization of, oh, hey, I'm actually supposed to be meditating right now. And I've drifted off into thought. It might take a while for you to get there, but that's okay. You reconcentrate on the present moment. Maybe it's your breathing, maybe it's your surroundings, maybe it's some noise that you hear, and then you're mindful of the present moment. And that was a rep, You being aware of the present moment again was a rep. Now, a lot of guides say just stay present or focus on the present. What does that mean? Like, what the fuck does that mean? So, here's the 4-step process. That's the 4-step process. Mindfulness of the present moment. Your mind wanders into thought, and then you have the realization of your being unmindfulness, and then you return to the mindful moment, or you try to regain mindfulness. Right? It's sad. I know a lot of us would have lived happier lives and gotten a lot more out of life and everything, from the school system, from our parents, from the relationships we built, if we just learned mindfulness and were taught it at an early stage of life. A lot of guys that I've coached have already seen a big difference. It's the same story, though, like lack of focus in school. There's a lot of benefits, just like the holistic self-improvement suggests. Everything is affected by it. Relationships, work, less wandering, like less mind wandering, your overall energy throughout the day. Right? And energy is so important. Like, we all have a very limited amount of it, and it's what we use to get things done throughout the day. Self-education is massive. By sitting here and, watching videos like this, you're teaching yourself. Well done. It's hard to learn yourself, and you've never been taught how to learn. So if you're learning from this and it encourages you to start your mindfulness practice, you've already started. Like, that's a big deal, and you should be proud of yourself. That's fantastic, man. It'll be uncomfortable when you first start, so if you've already braved that, well done. If you want, and this is a little bit off topic, but if you want a full month of free one-on-one coaching, that's 4 hours of one-on-one call, or four one-on-one calls a month, and texting you through it all. I will hold your hand and, teach you how to be grateful, mindful. I'll make you the workout routine. I'll move you through the whole thing. It'll be like a veteran full-time accountability partner. Okay, if you want a free, like month of that, what I'll do is I'll have a link to my email newsletter, and every month one of the subscribers is selected, and they will do that month of personal development, the coaching for free. So if you get roughly like 10 hours of my time over that month directly to your self-improvement, which I think is actually quite valuable. I've got it priced fairly low right now for the people who feel uncomfortable or just can't afford, buying stuff online. But 10 hours of me literally every day messaging you things, to do and mentalities to develop and all of like motivational shit. Specifically, I'll be teaching you about fitness, mindfulness, and mental health, etc. So in the email newsletter link is in the description. It's not often that I'll send things through this, so you don't have to worry about being spammed or whatnot. I know that's usually quite annoying. Maybe 3 times a week max, I'll send you, put like a morning motivational thing, achievements, reminders, goals to set, activities to do, different things to just help you develop, right? You don't have to be a direct paying client to get, massive value from the content that I'll put out. But if that all sounds good to you, man, and you really want a chance of winning a free month, and this ant is wanting a piece of me as well, so I'm valuable, you guys. But if it all sounds good to you and you want a chance of winning a free month of coaching, I'll hold your hand and walk you through, walk you to success. Click the link in the description to sign up. Now, if you've watched all this way, mindfulness is definitely something you're interested in. Consider starting right now. When this video ends in a few seconds, ask yourself, what do I feel right now? Or focus on your breath. What muscle is the most sore? How does your body feel against whatever surface you're sitting on? What temperature can you feel? Can you feel the clothes on your skin? Just things like that. Now, things that are happening right now. Guys, like, subscribe, hit that link in the below if you're interested, and stay on task.